This is Bob Maloney from My MMA News, and right now I'm getting ready to talk with my man, the Jaguar, Tim Dooling. Tim has a fight coming up at Ring of Combat 69. Tim, man, how you feeling, brother? We're a couple weeks out.
I feel great. Fantastic. Couldn't be more ready.
Well, listen, before we get into this fight, give me a little, what's been going on. It's been a while since you've been in there, and I know through no fault of your own, sometimes it's hard to find opponents, but tell me how you feel. It's been quite a while since you've been in there. I know that. Listen, you train with some animals that I know you help those guys get ready. As a matter of fact, your teammate Andrew Salas is on the same card, so I'm sure it's nice going through camp with a fellow teammate who's going to be sparring at the same time, cutting weight. So what's been going on the last few months?
Well, not only Andrew, but Efren, another teammate of mine. He's fighting on the card as well, and man, us three have been getting it in the room. It's great to have guys who are fighting at the same time as you because you're all peaking together. It's not like, you got to pull back for some guy because he's got to fight while you got to fight, 2 weeks later, and you should be amping it up more, right? We've been able to all kind of be at that same level of intensity because we're all trying to peak at the same time for the fight. So training has been absolutely awesome. We've been getting great rounds in sparring. My strength and conditioning has been great. I've been working on some new stuff, and just all around I feel fantastic. My jiu-jitsu is good. My striking's good. My strength and conditioning, cardio, everything's where it needs to be, and I couldn't be more ready for the fight.
Well, one thing that I never will ever question with you is, when it comes to a fight, besides the skill set, is your balls and your heart, because you have been in that cage with some of the most elite 145-pounders in the region. I mean, Julio Arce, who's in the UFC and doing really well. He's not just there, he's kicking ass. Bill Algeo. And now you're taking on a guy, Matt Probin, who's 4-0. And the way I kind of go through my mind, I can imagine Louis Neglia calling Tim Dooling, say, Tim, I got this brown bear that I need somebody to fight, and I can see you saying, tell me when and where, and I'll be there. You don't really give a shit who you're fighting. You'll fight anybody. And you listen, it's not just me talking. That's the proof. If I look at your resume, Tim Dooling will fight anybody. I mean, you took Algeo to distance. You took Arce to distance, guys who are elite 145ers. So tell me how this fight came about, because I know you were scheduled to fight someone else, and then next thing you know, they were looking for an opponent, and now Matt Probin, 4-0, 3 finishes, steps up. Take me through it.
Yeah, I was originally set to fight a Nick Rodriguez. He's fought in Ring of Combat before. I've seen him. He's more local. Matt is a Maine resident, I believe. So I've never gotten to see him fight live. That's a little bit different than my last opponent, and he comes with a different skill set. I think Nick was a wrestler predominantly, whereas Matt, he looks to be more of a striker. Looks to be kind of traditional Muay Thai, I'd say. Likes to throw a lot of kicks. Fundamentally, he's good. I've watched his fights. I think, he's got the ground game. He's got the stand-up. He's got the clinch work. But I think the real big difference in this fight, as far as me and him go, is the caliber of opponents I've faced. When I look at his record, he's 4-0, but the guys he's beaten are nowhere near the caliber of fighters that I'm fighting. I've beaten higher level calibers. I've lost a higher caliber, but I'm fighting higher caliber consistently. And I think he's not going to be quite prepared for the intensity that I'm going to bring in comparison to these other guys that he's fought. And I'm hoping that'll be a big factor in the fight, put him in an uncomfortable place. He's used to, kind of fighting fish that he has the upper hand in. And I think my record kind of doesn't reflect how good I am. So a guy like this who's out of state doesn't know me, like I don't know him, and, sees my record and accepts a fight against me and then decides to look me up. Well, it's a little too late to go to the drawing board and see what to do after you already signed the contract. So I think I'm going to hit him with some intensity that is going to be a big factor in this fight.
Does Dante Rivera, your head coach, does he watch your opponent's film? Does he help you put a game plan together, or does he just work on your conditioning and your game?
No, he definitely looks into the fighters. He always looks into them before me, and he says, hey, you take a look at it and tell me what you think, and then we discuss and bounce things off each other. Oh yeah, I saw him do this or I saw him do that. Oh yeah, that's a good point. We should work on this. So yeah, there's definitely game planning involved, and yeah, it's a bit of a switch in our game plan because the fighters that I was set to face and now am facing are kind of contract, very different, one being a wrestler, one being a striker. But that being said, I prefer the striker. I like a good stand and bang fight, I think everybody does, Not everybody likes the jiu-jitsu game, but you could speak Japanese and when somebody gets knocked out.
Well, I'm excited, man. I'm going to be ringside for Tim the Jaguar Dooling at Ring of Combat 69 coming up September 13th. Tim, man, thanks for giving me some time. Give some love outs and shout outs who's ever, been, pushing you, giving you some support outside of the cage. You've been in this sport long enough now. You're in the cage by yourself, but when you're outside of the cage, that support means so much.
Yeah, my teammates especially, being in the practice room every day with the same guys, for as many, like Andrew. Me and Andrew have been punching each other in the face for years now, and there's nobody I would rather be going into war with, just like that. So all my teammates, Andrew, Efren especially, getting ready for the fight, we've been really putting in a lot of work. Phil just had his Contender Series fight. We were putting in a lot of work for that as well, everybody, Dante especially, I get my butt kicked by Dante practically on a daily basis. So there's nobody's jiu-jitsu that I'm going to go up against and be like, oh my God, I'm not prepared for this jiu-jitsu. Dante's jiu-jitsu is a whole nother level. So, my coaches and teammates first and foremost, I gotta shout them out. I gotta give you some credit, Bob. You the man. You hook me up with the interviews, you getting me out there, the exposure I need. I'm doing a lot more of that end stuff now. The T-shirts, trying to hype the ticket sales, because that really, when it comes down to it, that's what gets you up, moves you up the ladder, is how much money you can make. So yeah, I've just been doing a lot of that stuff behind the scenes and sticking to what I know, training hard, staying loyal to my teammates, and they stay loyal to me, and we all move up together.
Well, this fight is also going to be your first one on UFC Fight Pass too, I believe, correct?
Well, no, actually, I fought in Connecticut.
Okay.
Yeah, earlier this year, and it was a UFC Fight Pass, which is great exposure. I can't tell you how many people have contacted me. I lost that fight. I lost a decision. I can't tell you how many people contacted me requesting that I come fight for them. Like, oh man, that was an awesome fight. Can you come fight for me? So the exposure is great. I'm trying to keep it up. Have an opportunity to fight on Fight Pass. Sign me up. It don't matter who the opponent is.
Well, listen, Tim. I'm a fan of yours. When you pick, the Jaguar we talked about before, the apex predator. He's the big cat that'll go into the water and take down an alligator. He'll take down a python. Fearless, just like you, going into the cage. Can't wait to see you do your thing. Good luck with these final 2 weeks. Any weight cuts and preparations, man, and I will see you in Atlantic City, my brother.
Can't wait. Thank you, Bob. I really appreciate it, brother.